Hello there, and welcome to a new video. In this one, I'm going to be doing a weekly plan with me for the week of August 15th through the 21st. My name is Stephanie, and welcome to my channel, where this is pretty much what I do most of the time. And if you are a new viewer, the planner that I use is a Hobonichi Cousin. It's Hobonichi Techo Cousin avec meaning it's 1 year split into 2 books. So this book is for July through December, and that's what I use. I was using the A6 before, which I do plan to talk about pros and cons, especially as the new releases for the Hobonichi come close. Because there's definitely a good amount of differences between the two. And where am I going to start? I think I'm just going to start with doing my little weekly thing here, my little weekly column. And by the way, this ruler is new. I did get it from Jet Pens, which I need to edit that Jet Pens haul video. But it is a Midori clip ruler, and it has stencils along here, so that's pretty cool that you can use that. And that actually gives me an idea, but I think I need to practice it first. Well, my idea was to practice using these lines here to draw the lines of my box, but I don't know. I'm just going to use it as I normally would. Let me get you zoomed in here a little bit. Alright, so I finished my little column here on the right to keep track of my habits. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like my pen is starting to finally run out of ink. I know it is getting pretty low, and I do have ink on standby to refill this pen. And something I forgot to mention was that I'm going to be using, hopefully, all these colors for this week. So these are my new Marvy Le Plume 2s that I got also from Jet Pens. This one's in pale mauve, this one is rosewood, and this one is brownish gray. And the rosewood, it might come off a little bit pink on camera, but I feel like it's a little bit more skin tone than like a rosy pinkish kind of thing. So going with that. And then as far as the washi tape goes, I don't really know. I couldn't decide. I was trying to pick a washi tape that didn't have too much green, because the last 2 weeks I've used a significant amount of green, so I wanted colors that kind of matched these markers. And I'm either thinking this one or this one. Let's go with this one. It's got succulents. I see a little green. Let's just go with it. No, I don't like it. I don't dislike it, but I just, as I unfurled it, I realized that's not what I want. So these 2 washi tapes, by the way, came from an Amazon 120, I believe, pack of washi tapes. Okay, this one's kind of fun. It's different, that's for sure. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with that. and let's move on to writing the days of the week. Even though the days of the week already appear right there, there's, for now, I think I might still be writing the days of the week as we go forward, because I have been enjoying putting weather stickers covering up the day. Yeah, and as far as which color, let's go with the pale mauve. Do you say mauve or do you say mauve? And have you ever seen that episode of Hey Arnold where they build, what are those cars called? Like a soapbox car, like a little racing car that's built out of just like random materials that you have at home. And the color that they choose to paint it is like a mauve color, but they can't decide on what the name of the car should be. Like I feel like, I can't remember exactly, but I feel like they're almost like embarrassed that it's like a purpley color. Okay. This week too is finally my chance to use my multi-pen to its full capability. And I don't know why I hadn't thought of this before, but in all of my recent months and even in my A6, I just have been using the black ink. I don't know why I didn't think to use, you know, red for work stuff, maybe green for appointments, or blue or something like that, and black for activities. I'm not sure, but I'm, you know, I don't know. It took me a long time to realize that, and then I had pre-planned some of my work stuff in advance, so I couldn't quite make that transition until now, where I did not have anything pre-planned. So for now, red will be work, and actually this week looks pretty slow. Sorry, I keep bumping the camera. Yeah, this week is pretty slow in terms of meetings, so I think part of it is due to the fact that my company is having like a big, what do you call it? Like, I don't know if you want to call it meeting, but basically I don't know, because I just started working here, but to me it seems like it's talking about what's like latest and greatest, and maybe how to be better at our jobs kind of thing. Well, isn't that what everything's about anyway? But I digress. Yeah, it sounds pretty interesting. They call it Mastery, and I think it's going on a few days this week. So I'm gonna go in with Rosewood and highlight here. Oh, it's smeared. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. Okay, yeah, I think it only smeared because my pen is starting to get a little bit gloopy. So there must have been like a little gloop. You know what I mean? When you get those little balls of pen that kind of accumulate, like ink that kind of accumulate. And I haven't taken my vitamins, so while it's fresh on my mind, I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so I have taken my vitamins. Yeah, I feel like the black could be like things I do around the house, or I guess that's kind of what I meant by like activities, not necessarily outings, but I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, I guess, or I could think about it further. So sorry about the shakiness. I think what I might do, I saw a video from Eternal Flame, which she's got such a very nice style of planning. I recommend going to check her out. But it looked like she has a ring light that is on the ground rather than like attached to her desk. So I think I might do that, because I just bump my desk a lot, and I think even any kind of movement will cause the camera to shake. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and change out the ink because it's starting to feel like it's not wanting to write anymore. Pretty easy. This is a uni jet stream, in case you were wondering. And yeah, you just pull it out. You could hold the tab so it doesn't, you know, you don't bring the tab down with you. You could hold the tab. I didn't do it that time, but, and then you just stick it in, pull it out. Nothing special really. Let's see, on Thursday at 8 o'clock, I'll make that green. I'll make appointments green. Okay, my dog does not like the groomers. My dog doesn't like people in general. She doesn't really trust them, but recently she has been warming up to, I think, humans in general, which is nice to see because she's starting to come out of her shell a little bit. We've noticed, I feel like every week it's just like a gradual improvement over the previous week, albeit very small. We got her almost 2 years, no, over 2 years, 2.5 years ago. And she's come a long way since we got her from the shelter. All right, and then, yeah, I think that's it for this week. Pretty basic. Oh, no. Almost left out the part that I've really been enjoying as well, which is tracking my meals. So this one on the side is to track, is my like meal planner, so to speak. So it's us wanting to stay on track with not just like eating healthy necessarily, but just eating at home, you know, eating less processed foods, spending less money on eating out. Okay, and actually there is a Walmart order today, totally forgot about. Also, if you notice a difference between this, like how this wrote and maybe how this wrote, or anything else really, this is a 0.5 refill, whereas before the old refill was 0.38. So a little bit bigger or thicker, I guess, but since I am using a bigger planner now, I feel like it's kind of more, what do you call it? Like it's more proportional, I guess. And last but not least, the color I'm going to be using is brownish gray for the, oh, that's where what I was saying. I'm sorry. So yes, this is making sure that, you know, hey, we're trying to be good and keeping track of that, but this is what we actually ate. Alright, well, I've been sitting here thinking about what I should use to write the word meals inside of each of these little boxes. And I think I'm just going to go with my trusty black Pentel brush sign pen. I hope it doesn't bleed or do anything funky. As I was writing this, I was singing a song in my head, and I don't know if you can necessarily call it a song. I hear it on TikTok all the time, and it just gets stuck in my head, and for the longest time I didn't like it. Like it creeped me out, and I didn't know why. And then I Googled it, like, where is this song even from? And then I realized it was, or then I saw that it was from Stranger Things. And then I stopped disliking the song, but it still stayed in my head nonetheless. So if you know the song I'm talking about, That would be the one that goes, Chrissy, wake up. I don't know why, it was just like creeping me out, the fact that you can really hear the sense of urgency in his voice, like he's like freaked out. And I thought it was like related to something else, and it just gave me like almost like a sinking feeling every time I heard it, and even like in my mind. I don't know, but now that I know it's from Stranger Things, it doesn't like give me that same sense of dread. All right, and then let's go ahead and start with putting stickers on the previous week. So I think I usually like to start with Sunday. I think I'm going to be using these two markers, which would be this is beige and then this is olive in the mild liners. It was a busy weekend, so I don't even know. Let me get my tweezers too. And this pouch, by the way, it is from Hobonichi. And if you are thinking about wanting to order this, I don't know if you could find it on Amazon, but if you order it from the Hobonichi website, you might want to order it sooner than later. I don't know if they're going to be doing away with that particular design, but their store closes on the 25th, I think, for setup of their new store that will reopen on the 1st. Anybody else excited about the new Hobonichis? Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to be using more so this beige color than I'm going to be using the green color. So I did a little gardening yesterday that we have I think it's called a sago palm, and it has little like babies growing off of that trunk and around the base on the dirt. So my husband has been wanting to get rid of those little, he calls them suckers, because I guess it's kind of true, you know, it takes energy, and it's getting that energy, it takes energy to grow, and it's getting that energy from the parent palm. We went to Home Depot a lot, and I don't know if I necessarily have stickers for that. By the way, this sticker was from Coffee Monsters Co. There's just a little emoji, I guess, in the little plant pot. Okay. And then we went and celebrated my friend's kids' birthdays. Joey was born on the 10th, or other way around, Carissa on the 10th and Joey on the 11th, and they would be almost 10 years apart if Carissa hadn't come just a couple hours or a few hours earlier, or something like that. I don't remember. But it was to celebrate their birthday, and I don't even have that sticker in my hand. It was over here. So I'll be using this little one here. It's kind of funny. So we went to this restaurant that is well known for brunch. And when I was telling my in-laws later that night that we went to this restaurant, my in-laws thought, well, that's weird for kids' birthday party. And I said, yeah, you know, it's not, obviously it's not really a place necessarily for, you know, that caters to kids the way like a Peter Piper Pizza or Chuck E. Cheese or whatever would. But Joey is an old soul. He was an old soul. He was like 3 years old going on 30. So it's definitely fitting for him. Oh, and I played some Animal Crossing in between. I did get a chance to take a nap after breakfast, and then played a little bit of Animal Crossing after that. Let's set that aside. that one aside. And then for Sandy's goodbye party, we were there a good portion of the night. I think we got home around 10. And I'll be using one of these little Coffee Monsters Co. emojis. A lot of Coffee Monsters Co. this go around. Okay. We'll figure out Sunday at some point here maybe. And then I did some cleaning. All right, so let's see, I did a little bit of vacuuming on my break, cleaned the bathroom on another break. So let's put stickers down for that. I'm gonna use this like purpley one from Paper Bits Co. I think it's purple. Looks more purple than gray. And then I'm going to use one of these vacuuming emojis since I did vacuum. I also did my nails. I think they turned out pretty darn good. I did them Friday, but there's not really much room on Friday, so I'm just going to write on here that I did them Thursday. And I think, actually I haven't used any of these pink ones, so I'm going to use this pink little nail polish bottle from Paper Bits Co. There we go. And then for laundry, another one from Paper Bits Co. And I think I'll use this purple one. Okay, so I've been pretty quiet here. I don't know, I'm just very pensive, I guess. I'm not sure. But I always like to ask how your week has been, or I guess had been last week. And I don't know if I said this, but mine was pretty good. I felt pretty productive did I feel productive most days? I don't remember now. Maybe I didn't, but I did make myself a kind of like an ideal schedule, so I really want to try to stick to that. I'm not planning it. I just, I wrote it out in one of my like daily pages, but I don't necessarily want to write it into the planner itself, because then I think that's going to make things a little bit maybe too busy or not super legible. This is from Coffee Monsters Co. for my journaling. It's really nice when you work from home and are able to prep dinner a little bit earlier than dinner time. But it's also really nice that when I prep for dinner, I also tend to prep a few days in advance, so I can either have lunch ready for me and my husband, while we're working, or even just not have to worry about necessarily putting together a whole meal for dinner when components of it are already finished. So that is always appreciated by my stomach. Oh man, so we took my dog to the vet last week on Monday, and I think I've mentioned before, but she has valley fever, and the way that they treat valley fever is they give an antifungal medication, which is what valley fever is. It's a mold? No, it's not a mold, I forget, but it's part of like the fungal family, and they do that. Typically the protocol is for a year, but I was sad to hear that my dog's blood levels of this particular thing, whoops, wrong one, had actually gone back up. So we were making progress, and her her blood levels had decreased, but her levels went back up. And the doctor said that's, you know, very strange, not something that she had encountered, or that it's just super rare for her to see that things are progressing as they should be and her levels decrease and then all of a sudden they go back up. So she's not sure why, but we're trying a couple of different things and retesting in a few months to see if maybe those things worked. In particular, like how we like give her the medication. So we're changing that, and maybe a slight increase in medication as well. So hopefully that works. But I was sad because it's like, I hope it's more benign than it is, because when valley fever goes untreated for an extended amount of time, it can really lead to some serious health problems, and I just don't want her to go through that. I'm gonna do another laundry sticker. This time I'm gonna use like this bluish one from Paper Bits Co. Technically my husband was the one that did the laundry. He did towels and sheets, but also just like to kind of note that it got done. And I'm not sure what this emoji is, but I'm gonna use it. It looks kind of happy. I was happy about my presentation on Tuesday. It went well. The funny thing is I practiced with my partner the hour before I was going to present, and I had changed a couple of things, added a few notes so that I kind of knew what to say and when to say it. And I forgot to hit save. It was for a PowerPoint, and I forgot to hit save. And when I pulled up the presentation, I'm like, oh crap, this is not the right one. And I did say that. I said, oops, we are not looking at the most recent version of it. But I said we would go with it, and I think they appreciated that. And everybody said I did well, and it also, you know, so that definitely helped. This is a couple of meetings that we had. Early in the morning. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if you could see that, but I put that sticker down from Coffee Monsters Co. Alright, so I think I'm just gonna leave it there as far as these kinds of stickers go. I did want to add some deco using some stickers from Sticky Club. Typically, like, a lot of the stickers that I get are pretty big, so they're perfect for the daily pages, but I did want to use some of the smaller ones that I don't necessarily want to use for the daily pages, and I thought these would be perfect for a weekly spread, especially a spread where the colors are actually pretty perfect as far as like the brownish tones and the greens, and then it has gold foiling. So I really like this particular sticker pack, or not pack, but sticker sheet. I think when I ordered these, they were having a 20% off sale, so I kind of took advantage of the search function, and I typed in gold and saw all kinds of stuff that have gold foiling, so I think I got a few things that are gold foil. But this is a really cute sticker sheet. It's like mostly baked goods and some tea, and then you have some like flowers here and strawberries. Let me get you zoomed out a little bit so that way you see a little bit more. So here's a controversial question. Do you like flan or do you hate flan? I feel like people are in one or the other, but not both. Obviously. God, that was a silly thing to say. But I don't know. I think of the people I know, not many of them like flan, and I love it. I just think it's one of my favorite desserts. I also grew up eating flan, so that might have something to do with it, but also at the end of the day, like, you know, you as a human being have your own likes and tastes. Okay, I guess I'll just put it there. So I don't know if it necessarily depends on whether you grew up eating it or not, but I love flan. As far as any new shows that I watched this week, we started watching The Bear on Hulu, and so far it's a good show. I think we are about 4 episodes in, and it's a pretty good show. It's very well written. If you watched Shameless, it has Lip from Shameless. I don't know the actor's name, but he's a very good actor. My husband says the show stresses him out sometimes because they're always seeming to be yelling and it's just like chaos all the time. I'm okay with the chaos, but he says he gets stressed out. Although we are very much looking forward to the new season of The Handmaid's Tale. That show has us, me and my friends, just like, oh my god, like, what's gonna happen next? I can't wait till next week. I wish they would release all the episodes at once. We love that show. I wonder if this will be the last season. Part of me hopes it will come to some kind of resolution. I don't know necessarily. I know that the second book, like the sequel to The Handmaid's Tale, I know a little bit about it, but I don't necessarily know if that's going to, if this particular season coming up is going to follow that, or if it's going to be almost like a prequel to the sequel. Because I believe the sequel takes place in the future and things are being recounted, you know, from somebody in the future, like that point of view, not necessarily having lived through those experiences. I think, I could be wrong because I haven't read the book, it's just what I've read and also what I've heard from one of my friends who was reading the book. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. Alright, I think I might actually call it a day. I'm very, 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 very happy with how this turned out. Hopefully you could see that okay. I've been really enjoying tracking the weather. And I think last week it was like a super moon. This is also from Sticky Club. It was like a super moon or something. It was super big and bright or something. And it did look really cool, to be honest. And I've also really been enjoying doing like the meal tracker kind of thing. This is keeping track of, you know, how well we're doing with our meal planning, and then this is just a little bit more specific as far as what we actually eat. And yeah, I'm very happy with how this is turning out, and really have been enjoying using the Cousin and having a little bit more space to be able to do these kinds of things. Anyway, if you like that video, please, or this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, you know, please feel free to leave me a comment or send me an email. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care.